next we're moving to behind the label. Okay, so Gucci has officially re-entered the top 5 hottest brands on the list index. It means they climbed 4 positions this quarter, partially due to the massive surge in consumer search demand. This is all being led by Demna, and he's injecting more of that provocative, archive-heavy maximalism back into this heritage label. We're seeing more of that old, like, sexy Gucci come back, and everybody clearly is loving it. One of the most recent hypes they had was when Gucci shut down Times Square. If you haven't seen that, definitely look into it, but I think Demna doing Gucci right now is doing it wonders. Another reason why Gucci has gained so much popularity recently is also because of Gucci Paparazzo bags. They are a structural camera case inspired crossbodies, and I really like it because it's very structured, but it's also a little bit oversized and baggy too. Good job, Demna. Okay, next we're going to talk about the corporate restructure of Alexander McQueen. On June 3rd, French luxury conglomerate Kering officially named Gianfranco D'Attis as the new CEO of Alexander McQueen. He previously served as CEO of Pradas Americas division. He is widely respected for optimizing retail operations, expanding digital footprints, and aggressively scaling heritage brands in volatile North American and Asian markets. So D'Attis was brought in to stabilize the house, which was experiencing deep growing pains. So under creative director Sean McGurr, who debuted his first collection in early 2024 to highly polarized reviews, McQueen has struggled to translate its avant-garde runway identity into predictable retail sales. But D'Attis' primary mandate is to streamline McGurr's vision, shifting the product mix towards more commercial, ready-to-wear leather goods to boost immediate revenue. Really hope for Alexander McQueen's sake, this makes a difference. Prada completely broke the fourth wall of fashion advertising with their newest campaign titled Image of an Image. So basically, each of these images will be placed down and then come to life as part of the video. The intro was this camera click, and then it moved on to all these different images, all these different videos, and then it also ended with a camera flash. And the music behind it was very kind of ASMR in a way, but not like you can hear people walking. There's also this nice, serene, beautiful music in the background. This whole campaign was part of an anti-scroll pattern interrupter. So Prada has realized that fashion consumers suffer from severe digital fatigue. So Prada's point of this was to make something that was scroll stopping, and by framing the collection as a physical print being held by hands, Prada and Raf Simons created a literal pattern interrupter by forcing the brain to process 2 competing different levels of reality simultaneously. It really forces the consumer to pause, slow down, and focus at what is really happening. So last week we saw Louis Vuitton cruise show at the Frick collection. Following that, they had a pop-up in their downtown Manhattan Soho location. Basically, it was a retrospective shoppable gallery of the full collection. And what I think is really smart about this is they're keeping that momentum, keeps the consumers more engaged. Next, we have the beauty desk. First, the global beauty boardroom has been an absolute chaos following weaker consumer spending, triggering what insiders are now calling great luxury garage sale. According to the report by the Financial Times, luxury titan LVMH has tapped investment bank Evercore to explore offloading several fashion and beauty assets to free up immediate cash flow. The most shocking rumor is that LVMH is wanting to liquidate 50% of its stake in Rihanna's Fenty Beauty. What's also really interesting about Fenty Beauty is that it was recently valued between 1.5 billion and 2.5 billion by JP Morgan. I'm not a finance bro, but that's kind of interesting. Also, to streamline operations around core powerhouses like Dior, LVMH is also reportedly looking to dump Makeup Forever and the skincare brand Fresh. That's big. Following that, we're also going to be talking about the failed $40 billion merger of the century. So we kind of talked about this last week, but a little recap is that Estee Lauder and Puig officially terminated their blockbuster $40 billion merger talks. But on June 2nd, at a Paris luxury conference, Estee Lauder's CEO, Stephanie de la Favière, confirmed the historic deal collapsed over a massive disagreement regarding final valuation and pricing. The boardroom leaks revealed the deal was heavily tainted by internal family friction. So Jane Lauder, the third generational heir, led a fierce internal block against her cousin William Lauder's pro-merger stance. So compounding the chaos, we had Charlotte Tilbury, who completely threw a wrench into the legal years. Another juicy bit about this whole thing is that during Puig's AGM discussions, the executive chairman, Mark Puig, dropped a massive bomb. Before approaching Lauder, Puig tried to broker a long-term licensing agreement with Kering. And when those talks collapsed, it cleared the path for L'Oreal to officially finalize its acquisition of Kering Beauty. So Puig tried to get Kering Beauty, but instead L'Oreal took it and swept it up from them. Crazy. So not looking too good for Puig right now. Positive note, Chanel is doing fabulous over here. They are proving that they're entirely recession-proof. They just released an astronomical revenue jump of $19.3 billion revenue jump from its annual financial figures. From Chanel. Especially with the Chance Eau Splendide. Sorry if I pronounced it wrong, I'm not really a French speaker. But this is the women's set, and it has been the MVP of the fiscal year. It's a global sellout and a popular choice. Also on the men's side, we have Jacob Elordi. How can Chanel not do good when they have Jacob Elordi on a campaign? Also be the men's kind of favorite pick. So also want to check that out for your man.